Ben, thank you for a really inspirational talk this evening. I mean, certainly as an organisation, University of Wales Trinity St David, we've got 25 acres we're managing down below the dock, brownfield site. We're only going to be using 7 acres for ourselves. We're going to be developing a lot of partnerships with other organisations. And we're going to want to really think about how we can do that in a way that enables people to use the space, the car not to dominate the space, but still facilitate people moving through the space. So what messages would you give an organisation like ours?
There's clearly a lot of principles, some of which we've touched on this evening. But I think the most important thing is that we are aware how important streets are to the economic and social success of any built environment, any quarter. And that a developer or a partner extends their thinking beyond the red line of a building to incorporate an approach to streets which is unique to Swansea. It doesn't have to be the same as Cardiff or same as Bristol or the same as anywhere else. Although there are lessons to be learned, there is a way of expressing what is clearly a political imperative to regenerate and recreate a Swansea based on innovation and other qualities here, and to find ways to express that through the design and implementation of your streetscape. So I don't know whether that it's a tall order for politicians to do, but I think that the clearer that you can communicate a vision for what kind of a public realm, what kind of a city you're trying to create, then the easier it is for developers to respond.
Robert, you're going to be working with Ben tomorrow, specifically in Swansea, but what are the kind of messages you've taken from tonight that you're going to be telling us and other organisations as a result of this?
Well, I find it really exciting. As you know, it's not only University of Wales Trinity St David's doing their developments on the SA1 site, but Swansea Council at the St David site and the Civic Centre site. It is important, I think, that we get the public realm correct. There's going to be 8,000 new students in Swansea. We want more people living in the city centre. And I think if we're going to get more people living in the city centre, they want to own the public space. And it shouldn't be dominated by the car, it shouldn't be dominated by vehicles, as essential are for cars to be able to go about their daily business and the economic regeneration of the entire area. If we haven't got a strong city, we haven't got a strong region. So people have got to be able to come in and access the city. So we've got to be looking at other modes of transport as well. So because the transportation, public transport needs to be better. But the people, I think, reclaiming the streets, places like the Kingsway, how we cross the divide between Oystermouth Road, the city bay, with the city centre is so important.
Yes, it's worth, I think, stressing that you've not been dealt an easy hand by the past in Swansea. Ever since the Blitz and where you were located between the mountains and the sea, channels a lot of traffic through Swansea, and the city has suffered in the past from a public realm that's been degraded by all sorts of other factors. But it seems to me that there's an opportunity now with investment such as the universities to really begin to address that. It'll take a long time, but it's worth doing.
That's why we need a strategy, a long-term vision. I think that it's a really exciting time working with the universities in Swansea and the developers, and if the tidal lagoon as well goes ahead, and let's hope it does. There's a lot more people are going to visit Swansea, and it is important that we do get it right, because there's one way into Swansea, one way out. We have Town Hill, a 600-foot wave-cut platform. The geography we got is what we got to work with. So it's not easy. We've got the geography perhaps working against us. So that's why we've got to make the most of it and make it pedestrian-friendly, cyclist-friendly, but realising people are still going to use the car to go about their daily business.
And Ben, I mean, I remember you showed me a film of the work that, Ben, you did in Poynton about a year ago.
It's all my fault. Yeah.
It's all your fault. So, are you pleased with what's happening over these 2 days?
Delighted. For us, really, there's two things. One is it's always good to bring in external thinking, new perspectives, new ideas. but also it's good to raise the level of debate, not just amongst the organisations. I mean, as Ben alluded to earlier, to a degree we're pushing at an open door there. The city is becoming quite progressive in its thinking. We're all aware, as you hear it now, that we need to be doing things in a different way, and people are keen to do things in a different way. But it's also about providing a narrative and educating other people in terms of what's actually possible, what we can actually aspire to. Because it's very, very easy just to revert to type and just think about, well, I know how roads work, I know how pavements work, I know how curbs work, that's the way that we'll go. But actually what we're going to do is create people spaces and human scale town. And they're often bandied about as phrases that actually don't mean anything. But what we're really talking about is actually some quite simple design principles. Active frontages on buildings, having relatively narrow carriageways, low vehicle speeds, and not allowing for, it's not being about anti-car, but it's about being having more of a balance to make sure that pedestrians, cyclists, public transport and cars can all coexist comfortably as part of public space.
So I think, Ben, you've actually set us a challenge here in Swansea to define how we're going to do this in a way that actually connects what the council is doing on the Civic Centre site in the Kingsway, in St Davies, and also what we're doing over in the Waterfront Innovation Quarter as part of realising a new vision, so that the next time that you go and talk to a city about what to do, you'll be quoting Swansea.
Can use Swansea.
Thank you very much indeed.